Good morning. My name is Kevin Girardi, and I'm a seminarian from the Diocese of Columbus who has just been assigned here to Knox County. So I'll be here, started this past weekend, and I'll be here until the end of June. But hoping to get to know some of you all, and I know I'll meet many of you, and I've already met many of you already, but I hope to take this time to introduce myself so that you can know about me a little bit more. So my name is, again, Kevin Girardi. I'm a good Italian. Father Hammond's having the Italians taking over the rectory. But I'm the youngest of three. So we grew up in Hilliard, Ohio, and a good Catholic family. And my dad was an electrician. My mom stayed at home, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful childhood there. And I played sports all through my time there. Growing up, I played football and played basketball, but basketball was what I really loved, and I played that all through high school, and it was just a really, really joy. But all throughout that time, the priesthood was never a thought on my mind. It was kind of the last thing that I wanted to be, and because of that, when I graduated from high school, I went off to Purdue and thought that, I'm going to be an engineer. I loved making Legos when I was a kid, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to be an engineer, good at math and science. That must be what God's calling me to. And so that's what I pursued, and I was pretty good at it. So I had a wonderful time there at Purdue. Go Boilermakers for any Boilermakers out there. And by the end of my time there, I'd really started to grow in my relationship with God, started to go to Mass on a regular basis, started to pray. There was a little chapel at the Newman Center there, and every morning before I'd go to class, I'd stop in and just spend 5 minutes just talking to the Lord, telling him what I was doing that day, and asking him for his help, and begging him for his help on some of the exams that I was going to take, because it wasn't easy. But that was kind of the foundation of my relationship with the Lord that was really being built there. But as the time in college was winding down, I kind of had the feeling that maybe God's not calling me to be an engineer. Maybe he could be calling me to be a priest, but I'm really just not sure about it. So at that point, I had a job lined up and went up to Ann Arbor, Michigan, to work for Toyota. I interned there throughout my time at Purdue, and it just seemed like the right fit, and I wasn't ready to commit to anything to quit my job and go to seminary yet. So the next step made sense to go and work and be an engineer for a few years, and that's exactly what I did. And it was during my time there in Ann Arbor, of all places, that I started making a daily holy hour. So I started before work. I'd get up super early at 5 a.m. I'd go to the church, and I'd pray a holy hour every single day, and I'd go to Mass every single day. And I gave the Lord a test. I said, okay, if I do this, you better let me know what my calling in life is. I'm giving you this time of prayer. I'm giving you the Mass. And I thought I was giving the Lord so much, but kind of in my foolishness there, it was the Lord who was really going to be giving me everything, because through that time of prayer, being before his presence in the Eucharist, of receiving him, he really revealed to me in that time that what he wanted for me was to leave behind the job, to leave behind the wonderful community that I had there, and to go into seminary. And that's exactly what I did. So I've just completed my 4th year of studies at the Pontifical College Josephinum in Columbus, and this is now my pastoral year. So the diocese wants to make sure that priests know what they're getting into, and so this is kind of an internship year where I get to learn from priests and be really immersed in the parish life. So some of my previous assignments before I got here to St. Vincent's and St. Luke's, my first summer I was down in Perry County, Ohio. So there are 4 parishes down there, but I got to learn about life in rural America, life in Southern Ohio, and it was a really beautiful time for me. The summer after that, I was in Holy Family downtown in Franklinton, so kind of the polar opposite, going from rural life to inner city life. And I got to work a lot. There was a soup kitchen there, and I got to work every single day at the soup kitchen, and to be with those people and to feed them, to cook for them, to get to know them, and to talk with them every single day. And it was really a joy to be able to do that, and to do that at a parish that I grew up at. That's where I received many of my first sacraments, and made my I was confirmed, and first reconciliation, and first communion there. And so to be able to return there as a seminarian, as a man close to the priesthood, was a real joy. And then the summer after that, I was at St. Paul in Westerville, and I was actually there with Father Brandon Marty. So we got to spend some good time together and learn about what life in the suburbs is like. So more recently, so after I figured, okay, I've got a rural life, I've got inner city life, I've got suburban life, I need to do something crazy. So this past summer, I went to New York with 2 other seminarians, and we lived with the Franciscan Friars of the Renewal. They've been in New York about 30 years, and they run a homeless shelter in the Bronx. They put guys up, they feed them, and they talk with them. They hopefully give them a peaceful place to get on their feet. And so me and 2 other seminarians from the Diocese of Columbus spent our summer there, living in the homeless shelter, eating all of our meals with the homeless, and serving them and being with them. And it was a real joy to see Christ in the poorest of the poor, to see Christ in those who have nothing, and to be one with them, to share everything from sleeping in the same place as them to having the same meals. But it was a real joy to see that, where would Jesus be? Jesus would be with them. And it was a really great summer. So, but I'm happy to be here in Knox County, Ohio. It's a big difference from the Bronx, and I think I'm really going to enjoy it. A couple other things, maybe just a few hobbies. I know if you see a yellow bike out on the trail or out around town here, give me a wave. I like to bike, and already been on the Kokosing Gap Trail, and it's a beautiful time, and I hopefully will be able to spend a lot of time there. And then I also love to cook. So good Italian, we gotta make Italian food for the priest of the rectory, and hopefully sharpen some of my skills there in the kitchen as well. And then let's see, so maybe some devotions that I have, and maybe a favorite saint, and then we'll wrap it up. So my first devotion is to the Mass. As someone studying for the priesthood, as someone wanting to give my life completely to Jesus, the Mass is everything to me. The Mass is where I receive my life. It's where I couldn't imagine not receiving our Lord almost every single day, and having Him strengthen me, and having Him lead me and guide me, and being able to hear His voice more clearly, knowing that He dwells in me. And also the Rosary. So the Rosary is something that I've prayed every single day as a seminarian, drawing close to the Blessed Mother, knowing that as she was a mother to Jesus, she's also a mother to all of her priests. And she's going to lead me, she's going to guide me, and she's going to walk with me to the cross. That I know every single priest must bear his cross, and every single Christian must bear his cross, but the Blessed Mother is there in a special way for priests and seminarians. And so praying the Rosary every single day has been a wonderful, wonderful way to keep her close to me. And then finally, my favorite saint. Let's see. I think Saint Francis of Assisi has to be one of the favorite saints that I've ever had. I was privileged after graduating from college to take some time, and I went to Rome and I went to Assisi, and I got to pray at his tomb, and to pray at the Portiuncula, and then to climb up into the mountains and to pray in his hermitage. And there's the false image of Francis as the kind of crazy animal lover, but the image of Francis that is dear to me is Francis who knows he's a sinner, Francis who knows he's a penitent. And there's an image of him just grasping onto the cross, grasping onto the crucifix, and holding tight to Him. And that's the Saint Francis that I love, knowing that because I am a sinner, because I am in need of the Lord's mercy, I must hold fast to the cross. And he's been close to me, especially this past summer, being with the Franciscans, and he's been hopefully able to bring some of that spirituality into the diocesan priesthood as well. But again, thank you so much for your welcome already here in Knox County, and I look forward to getting to know some of you. And I'm looking forward to this next year here at St. Vincent's and St. Luke. Thank you.